Good morning, good evening, wherever you are, whenever you are. Welcome to part 8 of the interpretations of Remember, Be Here Now by Dr. Richard Alpert, also known as Baba Ram Dass. I have some guests in the house. One of them is a bird. So if you hear them, I do apologize for the interruption. So let's get started. If this is the first video that you tune into, feel free to take screenshots. I do not own any of the material. Feel free to pause the video and zoom in. And feel free to speed up the video to your liking. I apologize having my fingers in view. I'm just trying to make sure you see everything. So let's begin. That's who he is. That's what a guru is. So any concept you can have of any relation to a guru is obviously a hype. How can you relate to something which is already you and everything you've ever related to or could relate to? How are you going to talk about it? I met him. Who? What? I'm going to look for the guru. How absurd. You are it. It's really just another cop-out to be searching for the guru. He's your fingernail. Just bite your fingernail and you're eating him alive. When you know how to listen, everybody is the guru. Speaking to you, it's right here, always. Richard here is just reiterating the fact that you do not need to go seek out a guru, for you are one, but you must view reality from the heart cave to understand and see this and feel this. Everything you've ever wanted is inside of you. Just let it go and you'll have it. You need to surrender yourself to find yourself. Here and now. I keep doing this because I don't think people thoroughly grok the fact that here is where it all is. After you finish the whole thing and you've embroidered your spine for years and don't meditate for years and years and sat in the cave and your arms and legs, ants have eaten. Excuse me. This one's very difficult to read as the text and the drawing. Let's start from here. For years and don't your pranayama and meditated for years and years and sat in the cave and ants have eaten your arms and legs. Here you are. You're right here again. And what blows your mind is you were here all the time. And it's such a cosmic joke. It's so funny. You're struggling to get here. Life may feel like a struggle, like suffering. The Buddha said life is suffering, but understand that he said this to communicate the fact that there is no suffering. It's interesting, really, reading this book over after so many years, after a decade of trials and tribulations in my own life and learning more things. I now see that really it's the message. I took the message too seriously. Like Buddha and his disciples, the disciples took the message too seriously and created a religion, a following. Again, feel free to comment on everything I speak. And like Jesus' disciples took it too seriously and created a religion and following, when really they were both saying the same thing. It's right here. It's inside of you. Everyone is God. And it is funny. Everyone is struggling so much just to get right here. There's nowhere to go. That's what's funny. But the tricky part is communicating this. How do you communicate such a paradoxical idea? Well, you do it paradoxically, if that's a word. Again, feel free to comment and begin a discourse. At this moment, if you set the alarm to get up at 3:47 this morning, and when the alarm rings and you get up and turn it off and say, what time is it? You'd say, now. Here. Where am I? Now. Here. Then go back to sleep and get up at 9 tomorrow. Where am I? Here. What time is it? Now. Try 4:32, 3 weeks from next Thursday, excuse me. By God, it is. There's no getting away from it. That's the way it is. That's the eternal present. You finally figure out that it's only the clock that's going around. It's doing its thing. But you're sitting here, right now, always. Nobody is going anywhere. Nobody is coming from anywhere. We're all here. We're all here. In eternal time and space. we're always going to be here. We're just doing Lila Rasa, excuse me. The divine dance. We're dancing and dancing and dancing. Dance after dance. In one body, in another body. And we're all here. We're all staying right here. Here, I believe he's referencing all the lives that we incarnate through Earth. Reincarnation is something interesting, and my view on it has recently changed. I will make a video on this. But understand that every life is just a dance. A dance. Like Shiva. She dances. Nothing to do. There's nowhere to go, and there's nothing to do. And we're going to keep coming to know one another more and more, free of being identified with any veil. We're going to see more and more of other beings, less identified with their veils. As you find the light in you, you begin to see the light in everyone else. As you find God in yourself, there is God everywhere. Such a simple, obvious sequence of stuff to do. Somebody says, oh, I try meditating, and I can't. And I just ... I'm afraid. I'm not ready. And I've got to go. Great. Sure, man. Go. Go ahead. Of course. What else is there to do? Going back into the world it's called. It's a good step. Am I going back? Word or forward? I can't do either of them. I can't go backward, and I can't go forward, and I can't stand still, excuse me. All of it is irrelevant. And here is more of the paradox of our language. But the main point is that there's truly nothing to do. This does not mean wither away, go to a cave, and become dust. That's not what he's saying. He's not saying stop paying your bills. He's not saying don't take care of the baby. He's just saying, chill out. There's really nothing to search for. For if you believe that there is searching to do, you will endlessly search. If you realize, again, realize, not search, not find, but realize that what you wanted to search for doesn't need to be searched at all. It's you have it already. We're all just caught in the delusion, all of us caught in the illusion. Being aware of it as illusion, and yet so much in it. If you have ever watched a beautiful Zen monk, a very old monk who is really there or here, really here, whichever, you watch him. He's cooking food. He's lifting stones. He's moving. You watch him walk, and it's like nobody's walking. The legs are going, and the whole thing is happening, but nothing is happening, no matter what is happening. And that's what blows your mind when we get out of the kinds of heads we've got going that don't allow us to really understand how this can be. This refers to the beginning of the book, the doing the daily routines, mundane stuff in the world, but without attachment, completely detached, full of forgiveness, in the heart cave. Some people call it a flow state, or doing actions so effortlessly. Return to the roots. You live out your karma. The best I can tell you about karma is if you are pure spirit, you are not matter. You are that eternal spirit. Well, if each of us is that very old being and not this young body or this body that is going through this life, why don't we remember? Why don't we remember it all? Why can't we read the entire Akashic record? Because of our attachment to the physical plane of reality. Because of the power of our identification with our own body, senses, and thoughts. You see, it's so powerful. We are so powerful, in a way. Again, we create a reality. Reality is yours to behold. You can create your own prison, and it is very real. Why is it so hard? Some may say, why is it so hard to see God? Well, because you've attached yourself to the physical plane, and that's okay. This is something we've learned. First of all, it helps survival, but mainly, most importantly, it's something that's been learned. It's in our culture now. We simply don't have time. You see, the system is set up so we don't have time for ourselves. We run around looking for careers, looking for jobs. I'm not saying don't have a career, don't have a job, but we run around too much. And all this running around, all this drama, blocks our ability to remember. The Akashic records are for everyone to read, but you cannot read this in the physical plane. You must look inside. Do not identify yourself with the body senses. You are not your career. You can have a career, but you are not that career. You can have a job. You are not that job. And again, this is for learning. Remember, you can have anything, but you are not that thing. This is all just a game, a blink of an eye. Cherish it, realize its beauty. Realize its beauty, do not worship its beauty. Very important. And do not get attached to the beauty. Very important. If you could go into a meditation room, close up your ears, sit down, center, go in, 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 in. Further in, oh, much further in. You've just begun. Keep going back in. Don't linger to smell the pretty sunflower. Don't linger to hold on to the ecstasy of bliss. Keep going in, behind the senses, behind your thoughts. And if you can go back in far enough, you will see everything you've identified with him. You will see your own personality, your own body, your own life drama. It's very awesome. The point is, we have gone out and out and out, and we have sought and found much, but it hasn't been enough. And now, by merely turning the process inward, you go in and in and in until you come to the place where Guru Rinpoche sits. Excuse me if I mispronounce any words. Here he refers to going into the heart cave. Very important point here. Don't linger to smell the pretty sunflower. Don't linger to hold on to the ecstasy of bliss. Throughout your journey of knowledge, you'll come to certain states of being which will feel amazing. Don't stay there. That feeling, the amazing, the ecstasy you feel, can bring in the ego. I'm sure you've heard of cult leaders claiming to be the reincarnation of this and that. This is where they are. They've started the inner work, but never kept going more inward. They reach a place of pure ecstasy and believe themselves. The ego comes in. They believe that they figured it all out and that they are special, that they have powers, that they are the Messiah. This is very childish of them, and there are many of them around. Many. So, as you go through your journey, realize that the old saying, the further in you go, the bigger it gets. You'll never really figure it all out because it is an endless essence. It's an endless journey. Of seeking? No. Of remembering. Of realizing. And there's much to remember. Just keep going in. We have gone out and out and out, seeking pleasures with the five senses. This is embedded in our culture now. And we have, so to say, the privilege of going through the challenge of living in this material world, but also having the responsibility to go in at the same time. Paradoxical, isn't it? I used to, and I don't like saying it, but I will because it's true. I used to hate this world a lot. But now I see that it's a beautiful paradox we live in, and that paradox itself is a beautiful lesson. One just needs to walk the thin, tight rope and balance themselves. And keep walking. Keep balancing. And you will keep going in. And you realize that there actually is no hate. And what is this place? Hindus call it the Atman. But what is the Atman? The Bhagavatam, one of the holy books of India, excuse me if I mispronounced that, says, the Atman, or divine self, is separate from the body. It is one without a second, pure, self-luminous, without attributes, free, all-pervading. It is the eternal witness, blessed. Blessed is he who knows this Atman, for though an embodied being, he shall be free from the changes and qualities pertaining to the body. He alone is ever united with me. This is the place of pure being, that inner place where you dwell. You just be. There is nothing to be done in that place. From that place, then, it all happens. It manifests in perfect harmony with the universe, because you are the laws of the universe. You are the laws of the universe. This is what man's journey into consciousness is all about. This is home. It's going home. This is the place, becoming one with God, returning. It's the return to the roots that the Tao talks about. It is the stillness, the calmness, the fulfillment. When you make love and experience the ecstasy of unity, that's the place. When you experience a great achievement and you feel a moment of exhilaration, that's the place. When you see a moment of poetry in a flower or in words or in art, the way it's supposed to be, this is the place, right here. It's Buddha consciousness. It's Christ consciousness. Jesus says, I and my Father are one. When Buddha says, you give up attachment and you finish with the illusion, this is the place. Still, you do your thing. Live your life in the world. The water goes on down the stream. You chop the wood and carry the water. You do your thing. Your mind does its thing. Your senses, their thing. But you are not attached because you sat in front of the candle flame until there was just you and the candle flame. And then finally, you extricated yourself from the attachment to your own thoughts, to the tyranny of the drunken monkey, even to the thoughts of I and candle flame. Not so that you would never think again. I mean, few people who know me don't appreciate the fact that I think and have keen discrimination, and I have not lost my mind, and I am a sophisticated, aware being. And yet, behind every word, behind it all, is a mantra going inside my head, in which I am sitting, calmly watching this whole drama unfold. My thinking mind is a perfect servant and a lousy master. I am watching he who speaks. I am watching they who listen. I am watching thinking. Thoughts are clouds. The entire process from this place inside is always calm. A place in which the flame never flickers. And as I learn to live in this eternally calm place, it gets deeper and deeper and calmer, and wiser, and lighter. And I am more love, and I become more and more like the sun. Just the process of calming, centering, calming, extricating, myself from the drama. So long as one feels that he is the doer, he cannot escape from the wheel of births and deaths. This doesn't mean that I'm lying in bed doing nothing. That's drama, as much as this book is drama. Again, being still does not mean doing nothing. You don't need to become like a rock to find the center. Just realize and remember you are the center. Do not believe it willy-nilly. It takes work. It will take work. It won't be easy. And yet, when you do remember, you realize how easy it always was. Another paradox there. Again, in your life, when you see a paradox, or hear a paradox, or dream of one, follow it, for it's a little hint, a fingerprint of the editor of the universe, which is actually you. Drama is drama, is drama is drama. Desire is drama, breathing is drama, thought is drama, emotions are drama. All form is drama. It's all part of the drama. I have no scruple of change, nor fear of death. I was never born, nor had I parents. What does that mean? What it means is, when you clear away all the underbrush, when you go back and back, not for the fun of it, or for the powers involved, but to go back to be who you really are, who you are turns out to be spirit, turns out not to be matter at all. No matter, never mind, no mind, never matter. Either way, it works. And I'll stop right here for this lesson. As always, thank yourself for showing up, for doing the work. This is but a step. One step in an infinite amount of steps. To remember who you are. To realize who you are. Not find out who you are. There's nothing to find, nothing to look for. But it's all part of the journey. If you must find, if you must look. Everyone has their own rate in which they realize this. And everyone's rate is different. I thank you, and I will see you in the next one.